This is the approved site plan, and as you go through the visuals, I'd ask you to pay attention specifically to the areas of buildings 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we'll try to clearly identify the changes. This is the shift here, and you'll see more detail in a second, but effectively, the building footprint of building 2 doubled, and what we did is we shifted the green over, although as you'll see shortly, we were actually able to effectively maintain the same key metrics related to the open space. So building facade along Grove Street, again, this was a hotly talked about subject matter. The previous design, as you can see here, had 350 feet of building facades. As you can see, that's reduced to 332 feet. As I mentioned, the amphitheater actually got larger, and we've gotten some more open space related to the separation of building 4. The way we were able to do that, if you look at building 5 before and after, is we've shrunk the length of that building. And as I mentioned, we reallocated that space. So building frontage has reduced overall by 18 feet on Grove Street, again, which we saw as a net benefit to feedback we had heard from the community. So these are now some before and after renderings. I'll walk you through these and happy to come back to them later in the presentation. This was, as I mentioned, the 170-foot approved general office building. This is what we're proposing now. As you'll see on the next slide, that's a 7-story and 6-story building with mechanical penthouse above. This is a view, and I think the views really are the most telling factor of the discussion. So we've gone forward and we've updated all the views from the previous iterations. This is the before and after. This shows it on a side-by-side. This is now looking back at the previous hospitality component. This is the lab life science building, or building 2, that we're proposing. This is gives you a little bit of a look and feel as to what Hunter was speaking about previously, and I think we do need to do a better job on this image. But as you can see here to the previous questions, there is an intent to activate this with food and beverage on the ground floor. This visual, although hard to tell, the lobby here integrates into the food and beverage component that actually opens out onto the plaza area. That was an attribute of the hospitality that we very much liked. We were thrilled when Alexandria stressed the importance for them of having that component to their projects. So that's something we are striving for as part of the overall look and feel, so that these buildings do interact with the ground level. One of the other benefits of this project that we see is an overall increase in total affordability. As many of you know, the inclusionary housing policy was recently updated, and as of January, that policy requires 20%. Even though we've reduced by 32 units, as I pointed out, we have an incremental increase of 9 total affordable units. We did lose, because of the ratio, we did lose 3 50% AMI units and 1 80%, but we gained 13 what are referred to workforce housing units for a total of 111 units.